I don't know if this video is going to have an intro or not because I still don't have a laptop. I haven't had a laptop since the beginning of February. But yeah. Anyway, went to the London Gaming Market Sunday just gone, and what was that, the 2nd of April? And here's the stuff I picked up. This isn't the first thing, but I picked up yet another Lara, just because it was there. I kind of feel like I have to now every time I see these. I picked this up from Mr. Sega again. Um, I I don't know. I just felt like it's almost like if gonna be, if he has another Lara Croft the summer this summer event, I'm probably gonna pick that one up as well. So there we go. There's Lara there in front of the province of Skyrim. So yes, yeah, I figured a change of background would be quite cool as well. And also, I'll just do this now. He also actually no, I'll wait for that. Anyway, yeah. On about this one, it was only they only had one of the rooms open, one function room. Usually they have at least two, but only one was open, which made it really, really crowded, and there really wasn't a lot there this time. It was quite underwhelming. I mean, it was still good, but it was pretty underwhelming. But anyway, they might just, because there was a lot of tourists, and they just might not have been able to get two rooms. But anyway, yes, on to what I picked up. First thing I picked up, because I've never had one, I always wanted one and I need one. I've picked up a Sega Mega Drive 6-button controller. And Laura just fell over. Sorry, Laura, you sit there. Yep, always, I just needed one. So it's easier to use this basically than to like keep pressing start if you're playing like Street Fighter or something, to change from like punches to kicks. So yeah, yeah, I picked up a 6-button controller. Finally have one. Let's see. Actually, yeah, here we go. This is not game related or anything, but again, I still picked it up. I picked up, and there's a sort of like, not a funny story about this, but I kind of messed up. Picked up the first for £1. It's gonna go. First Akira book, but the problem is, I saw it for £1. And I was like, yes, picking that up. I stupidly opened the back up and just immediately saw, oh look, English. But from, if you can look there, I believe this is the Polish edition because all the text inside is in Polish. Like, if someone can correct that for me, yeah. So I kind of opened this up on the train ride back. I was just like, ugh. But that's why we have Google Translate, for this specific reason. If you buy a book, the first Akira book in Polish, that's why Google Translate was invented. Yeah, so I kind of messed up on that, but it was £1, so I couldn't really, well, I could complain, but it was my own fault. So there we go. Again, I picked up some stuff from Mr. Sega. He always, I don't know how he recognises me, but he always does, and it's always good to see him. And I'll tell you first thing, a lot of people were selling CDI games there, and I was like, to everyone basically who was selling CDI games, was just like, man, represent. You gotta keep that CDI market alive, man. But anyway, the first actual thing I saw and picked up from him that I wanted, Daytona USA for the Sega Saturn. I know this is a lot of people sort of divided. They say, oh, you should have got the circuit edition, or I just think the soundtrack's better on this one. I remember playing the demo of this for like ages. I had the Sega Flash demos you used to get with the magazines, and yeah, I just always wanted Daytona. I'm not very good at Daytona or many racing games, but I wanted to pick Daytona USA up. So yeah, that was one to sort of like knock off on the list. And yeah, again, people were selling CDI games, and he had quite a few. So and he sort of like lumped them all together. So sort of like did me a deal on a lot of this stuff. So the first one was Dymo's Quest. I believe this is a kind of a like a it seems like a puzzle type game that you go around. Sort of, you have to like collect sweets and stuff. Don't know if you really make it out in there, but yeah, it seemed pretty cool. And oh, what's this? Stuff falling out. Oh, cheers, whoever owned this before. It seems like there's loads of passwords for it. Wow. Cool. So if you owned Daimo's Quest before I did and did all the passwords, thanks. That's pretty cool. Yeah, thank you. But yeah, I picked up that, and also Laser Lords. This seems like a sort of like an adventure type game. It's like you're going around talking to people. It seems like I think it was the intro music I heard from this, and I just thought that actually sounds quite cool. So, but that they weren't very expensive, and like, I mean, you know, CDI, like I've said, like all the times I've been there previously, there should be people saying more CDI games, and there we go, you know, CDI games there. What? Okay, here we go. Here's two things I wanted. I wanted, well, one for God, like 20 odd years, and the next I kind of wanted ever since I got my 3DO. First one, this is from Console Passion. Console Passion. Got this from them. I saw it there and I sort of like umming and ahhing about it, but I figured I may as well just pull the trigger and get it. Splatterhouse 2 on the Mega Drive. This was another, I don't know if you remember the 101 Turbo Tips in the UK, sort of like a video they gave that was from Mean Machine Sega, and there would be sort of like level select codes, invincibility, all that kind of stuff. And Splatterhouse 2 was on there. But it's kind of funny because I remember seeing, when I saw the footage for this in the video, it really didn't impress me. I was just like, really? It looks kind of slow, clunky, and kind of bad. But I've always wanted it from there because it was kind of like sort of gory and bloody and stuff. But yeah, Splatterhouse 2 really. Haven't actually played any of the others except this one, but and I heard that sort of reimagine or remake one they did a couple of years ago was pretty bad. But I heard you get the the Splatterhouse 1, 2, and 3, the original games, all unlockable on there or something. So yeah, glad I could pick up Splatterhouse 2. And the next one I've wanted since I picked my 3DO up a couple of years back, and I know it's bad. Everyone says it's bad. It's always in these top 10 lists of like worst games ever. It's not that bad. Like a lot of people who say like, "Oh man, this is the worst game ever. This is the worst game ever." They probably don't play that many games. They probably see it on someone else's list and immediately assume, "I've never played it before, but it's bad," sort of thing. And that's Virtuoso. You're like this mullet-haired guy, rock and roll guy, shooting stuff, and it's really choppy. It's not very good, and funny about this, I think this originally came in the long box because there's no back on it. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure about Virtuoso 3DO releases, like what ones came in the long box or anything like that. So, but yeah, I wanted that just because it looked awful, and yeah. I was speaking about boxes. People always, just going back to Daytona, people always say like, oh, you know, there's no, like the Sega Saturn boxes, there's like, this takes all the hits, and you know, the cover, you know, it's like original Nintendo, Game Boy, Super Nintendo, N64, their cases are made of cardboard too. Those can take all the hits as well. Just saying, people kind of give Nintendo a pass on that, but you know, Sega Saturn cardboard boxes, yeah, are bad and they take hits, but you know, so do the cardboard boxes Nintendo put out. Just saying. And the last thing I picked up was from a new seller there who hadn't been there, you know, first time he was there. It's at VCR, Vintage Collectable Retro. He had a lot. He was one of the first stalls I saw, and he had a lot of CDI stuff. just like random bits and pieces as from the vintage, collectible, and retro. And he had like a ton of CDI games there, and I was like, represent, man, keep that CDI market alive. And this is the last stuff I picked up. Tennis, the two-player version, which is just as well because I have two CDI controllers. So if I can wrangle a friend to play some tennis on CDI, then hey, I'm all set. And I think if anyone watches Classic Game Room, Mark said it kind of reminds him of Mortal Kombat a bit. So yeah, hopefully there'll be some fatalities in there as well. That'd be cool. That's a terrible joke. And the last thing I've sort of lumped together with the VCR seller, just needed a Super Nintendo controller, just because it's good to have a spare. So and all this stuff works. I tried it all out, apart from Dymo's Quest, which is still really happy about those passwords, so I can sort of like, I don't know how many levels there are in the game or whatever, but I can see everything else the game has to offer if I'm not very good at it. And I probably won't be, but I like puzzle games, so I'm tremendously good at them. And so yeah, there's Lara again. Oh, I'll show you the other thing Mr. Sega lumped in with what he sold me. This guy, I'm not sure what it's from. He sort of just like chucked it in for free. It looks familiar. I have no idea what it's from though. At first I was like, is it? It must be from like in Castlevania or something. Because actually, when I first saw it, sort of like just like out the corner of my eye, I was like, I thought it was Shin from Fist of North Star, but obviously it's like different hair color and totally different anyway. But don't know what it's from. If you know what it's from, just drop it in the comments below, because then you educate me, and well, everybody else probably knows what this is from except me, because that, yeah. But yeah, that's what I picked up at London Gaming Market this past Sunday. Like I said, it wasn't as good. I think the best one I've been to was the second one when Black Arrow Game Talk were there. That was just because they had like all the rooms open. They had like stuff set up to play. There wasn't really any of that. There wasn't any merch there this time. No t-shirts or anything. There was like plushies and stuff, but aside from that, there really wasn't much. Again, it was one room, but there could be any number of reasons why they didn't have that one room. They only had the one room. But yeah, that's what I picked up this time. Oh, also picked up 2 Super Nintendo games, but they're not for me. They're for a friend of mine. Shout out to Magical Machete. She does. She's got a YouTube channel, Magical Machete. She does cosplay. She's cool. She's really cool. Show her some love. Yeah, but I picked up 2 sort of like oddball Super Nintendo games for her, PAL ones, because she wants to sort of start beefing up her PAL Super Nintendo collection. So yeah, and so yeah, that's it. Hopefully the Sun one will be better. I'm going to go there again. Hopefully, I won't give it away, but I might. There might be something happening there involving me and another YouTuber. So but yeah, that's what I picked up this time. CDI love. Hopefully there'll be more CDI games there next time. That'd be ballsy. Like perhaps just like one room just filled with sellers selling nothing but CDI stuff. That'd be good. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching. That's what I picked up, and I'll see you later. Bye.